And we are just getting ready to stream this over to Facebook Live. Welcome to our open house today at 2133 Mountain Grove in Burlington. This is a lovely townhouse that I'm really looking forward to showing you. Sorry, we're just having a little difficulty with the Facebook Live here. Just a moment. Let's see. We'll have to see if that's going to live stream or not. So, and record. All right. Let's get started. So welcome to our open house today. We are doing a virtual open house at 2133 Mountain Grove. So we're just going to start off here with, whoopsie, that's not it. There we go. That's the right picture. Sorry about that. So we're here to do our virtual open house today. We're looking at 2133 Mountain Grove in Burlington. This is a townhome, and I'm so excited to show you this because it actually, we have a huge feature to this place that is unique to this unit in particular. So welcome, and let's go through the agenda first. So we're going to start off with obviously some housekeeping items. First of all, we just like to note that if you have any questions, please put something in the chat box that is provided, or alternatively, you can put something in the comments on Facebook. It's difficult for me to see the Facebook, so I'll get back to you with an answer on that. But also, any materials that we present today, we will also be making available through a Google Drive. So there will be a link at the end of our open house today and on the Facebook Live that will provide you access to this file if you so choose. So please let us know, and we're here for any questions that you have. So welcome, and let's get started. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is we're going to interpret the listing on this property. So this property, 2133 Mountain Grove Avenue in Burlington, is listed at $595,000. So the key things here are we're looking at 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms. This is a condo corporation, so we have condo fees of $350 a month, as you can note down here, and that covers building insurance, common elements, exterior maintenance, parking, and water. Okay, so very important for you to be aware of those things. There is 1 garage and 1 driveway parking space, so you can fit 2 cars for a family. And let's keep going through here, okay? Next, now this is the most important part of this. This unit is very unique in that it backs onto Champlain Park, which is part of M.M. Robinson High School. So while there are a lot of amenities around, it's really the openness of this view that differentiates it from a lot of available properties in our community, but in particular in this complex. Very important to note for when we talk a little bit later. So let's go next to the 360 tour. And we're just, that's my dog in the background, and I apologize for that. If we go to the Bowie Store, actually we're gonna go to the Google Maps first. Hold on one moment here. This is the dilemma of not having an at-home office when you're working from home. So we're just going to go to Google Maps here. And this is a really great resource for anybody when you're searching for a home. I strongly recommend people use this all the time. And you can just set up your places in Google Maps. It's a really far bigger resource than a lot of people give it credit for. The important things to note in this neighborhood, first of all, is this right here is the property. Okay, it's right here. Oh, I didn't mean to make that larger. Let's move that up there. So in terms of its relation within Burlington, it's sort of in the north central area. You can see here that the 407 runs just north, and you've got the QEW just below with the access to the 403 if you're going further west. So really great access to all sorts of different highways. The other thing to note here is if we go a little bit closer in, okay, you have Brant Hills Community Center, which is just over a little bit further west with access to libraries, recreation centers, etc. We have the Burlington Center, which it looks far, but it's actually a very quick jaunt down Guelph Line, which is a fantastic shopping center. Again, Champlain Park, this house backs onto the park, giving it a really great view. And most importantly is the proximity to schools and the grocery store, which is just on the other side of Guelph Line. So very, very well accessible to local community access, but also to major commuter highways. So this is a really great feature for anybody who is interested. Next, we're going to take a look at, and I apologize, the link got closed here. So we're just going to log in. We're going to take a look at the 360 tour. Now, while I'm just logging back in here, I want to take note. I'm not going to take a look at the entire 360 tour. I don't typically do that in a virtual open house, and the reason being is we would be on here for a really long time. But also, the other thing to consider is that anytime you're touring a house, whether it's in person or virtually, it is important to not just look at it's important to look at the house in the context of your needs and wants. So, you know, somebody who says, it gave me a beautiful kitchen, but if you want an open concept because you have small children and you're a single parent and you need to be able to look at them while they're doing their homework or while they're playing and you have work to do, then, you know, we're going to look for different aspects. If you are somebody who has is like me and has very large teenagers in the house, you're going to look for rooms that are easier to walk around so you're not constantly stepping on each other. And this is all part and parcel of looking at the virtual tour and not looking necessarily at the finishes, but actually looking at how it functions to fulfill your needs and wants. And that's something we do in a buyer consult with our clients. It's usually about 30 minutes and we sit down and go over all their needs and wants, because at the end of the day, I buy dozens of houses a year. I'm accustomed to looking at things in a different way. No different than I might be able to do all the things I do with my kids at home, and yet I'm not skilled at being a teacher. I can put a Band-Aid on my child, and yet I can't do stitches. This is my profession. So if you wanted to have a more further discussion about that, please just click on the link that we're going to have at the end, and we will we'll be glad to do a virtual meeting with you. So this is 2133 Mountain Grove. As I said to you before, the big feature is the view out the backyard. We're just going to flip over there so you can take a look. It really is spectacular for a townhouse, okay? Sometimes townhouse complexes can feel like you're really confined, you're in a sardine can, but this completely alleviates that entirely. And if we look across the back here of the building,
that it's in very good shape. It's in very good shape. It's very well maintained complex. So we don't need to take a look at the foyer or the hallway, but let us take a look at the living room. We're just going to flip over here. So in a living room, every room I have little barometers that I look at. Okay, so in this case, a living room, I look at where the sofa is in comparison to the function of the living room. So if you're a family who watches a lot of television, is there a spot for the sofa where it will be looking on the television? Okay, so you're going to be looking at the configuration of the room, etc. What's really nice in this house is the very open, easy flow from kitchen to dining room to living room. Very easy flow, and very easy flow from one end to the other of the living room space that can accommodate very large furniture, an entertainment unit, etc. And then, of course, those beautiful windows overlooking the outdoors. If we go a little bit further up, I'm not going to focus too much more on the main floor. What I do want to take a look at, though, is, let's go upstairs, the master bedroom. Just a moment. So you can see a very lovely, spacious master bedroom with a double closet space, which is just spectacular. It has more than enough room for you to have a queen size bed and dressers. So we're just going to do that. Let's do this a little bit slower so that everybody doesn't get motion sickness. Also, when you're doing virtual tours, take a look down. Beautiful hardwood floors, very nice hardwood floors. And if we take a look at up top, you want to see if there's pot lights, if that's something that is important to you, and that everything is in good shape. We're also going to take, now this home has 3 bedrooms. Now, important to note is the other bedrooms are vacant, indicating that this home currently does not have anybody residing here and that everything else is staged. So definitely something to take into consideration when you are negotiating, because a quick closing will be very agreeable to the seller. Now let's scoot all the way down to the basement. So here in the basement, you'll see it's a fully finished basement. We're in the laundry room, the back room here. We're just going to scoot forward. And down here, so again, anybody who's been on these will know that I really like natural light. I think it's very important. It's invaluable. You can change paint, you can change carpet. Heavens, you can even take down walls, but adding natural light is very difficult. So this basement does not feel like a basement at all with a basement walkout. So this is great if you have teenagers, to give them their own space, their own access in and out. You'll see the room is a very nice configuration. Okay. That's just the furnace room, which we don't have any pictures of in there. That's the stairs up. So again, if you so chose, you could have somebody who's coming in through the front door and separate at the landing. And then you have the laundry room just parked off to the side. So very, very well appointed basement. Now let's just go back up to the main floor. Let's go into the dining room this time. So one of the things with a townhome is, particularly when it's not an end unit, is the fact that you don't have windows on the sides. So having a townhouse that is more of a square configuration will allow for natural light to get into the center more, which is exactly what this home has. It's fantastic. You see here we're in the center and still the light is penetrating enough to be casting shadows on the walls. So that is a very good feature of this home. It helps that the backyard honestly is so open. I mean, look at that. That's just spectacular. The cabinetry in the kitchen is updated and very well maintained with a ample counter space and lots of storage room also, and looks to be some appliances in very good shape. So that is the 360 tour. Now again, if you so chose, we will very happily go through it in more detail and talk about how it fits into your wants and needs. Just set up an appointment through our link below, okay? Now let's take a look at the Geo Warehouse report. Now, we go over this report all the time with our buyers our prospective buyers before they're putting in an offer. It really goes over demographics, so we're just gonna highlight a couple of things. Before we do that, I wanna note that last year in 2019, Maclean's Magazine stated that Burlington was the #1 city for lifestyle in the entire country of Canada. Now, having lived here for 25 years myself, raised my kids here, I can tell you that one of the biggest things is all the amenities available to people of Burlington. It really is fantastic with loads of work, commuter lines, access to Toronto. So you're going to see that reflected in these demographics. Now, the first thing is, you know, obviously we're not going to go through the whole thing, lots of details. That's the lot. So you can see here when you're buying a condo, they'll show you the whole complex. Okay. They'll show you the last transactions. But this is the important part. So we're looking at a very equal pairing between male and females. What we are seeing here is quite a larger percentage of married people at 63%. And we're looking at the emphasis in age range for the neighborhood of being in the 30 to 44 range. Okay. Now that's goes across Burlington in general. So it's pretty equally distributed across either side of that. Other important things to note is the emphasis is on single detached homes. And that means that, you know, to get into this market, townhomes are very popular. And again, education, we'll go through this in more detail. The most important thing to note, though, is in the last year, the average price range in this neighborhood was $781,000, obviously reflecting the emphasis of single detached homes. And we're looking at a turnover rate over the last year, 5.3% of houses changed from one hand to another. So in all, what this means to you as a buyer, this means that you are going to be surrounding yourself in a neighborhood with slightly higher house prices and all that comes with that. It also means that because it's only at 5%, anybody who does sell, it tends to sell relatively quickly. It's a relatively sought after area because it's one of the more affordable areas in the city of Burlington. Okay, you can see right here, the area right beside it, 2.4%. So price range, this is pretty standard for Burlington. We're seeing a steady incline in prices. There's a couple of blips for the actual neighborhood or the block, and that's because obviously when a townhouse sells or one of the $1 million houses in the neighborhood sell, it skews the numbers. And so we can go into more detail in that if you need an appointment, but that is the Geo Warehouse report. So next we're going to go through to, let's just take a look here, questions and answers. So if you have any questions right now, you can just put them in the chat box. Let's just pull that up here and chat. Okay. Oopsie. Let me also, why has it gone crazy? The chat box has moved over there. There it is. Just put this in here. If you have any questions, please add them to the chat box. There you go. I can't spell chat box. And last but not least, I'm just going to go over here and we're going to add that link. So if you choose to, you can book an appointment, set up a phone call with us through this link right here that's available to you. If you click on this link, it will access to our online calendars. It will list out all of our events with registration. We have 3 more fantastic open houses coming up this week. But I can't tell you enough about this townhouse in Mountain Grove. It really is a rare opportunity, not just because it's a townhouse, but also because of that spectacular backyard down the back. So please, if you are interested or know anybody who's looking to buy a home in the neighborhood, please reach out to us through the link and we'll be happy. I'll have my phone with me for the next hour. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me. My number is 905-510-0152. Thank you so very much and have a really, really great day.